Hi there, Phil Simborg with a position from the Chicago chouette, yesterday's chouette. Blue is on roll, holding a 2 cube. What's the proper cube action here? Should blue double? And rather redouble. And if blue redoubles, should red take or drop? Okay, in the actual chouette, blue did redouble. My opponent redoubled me, and I took. And we also made a bet on whether or not it was a take, and I won the bet. It is a take. It actually isn't even a redouble, but against human beings I think it's a darn good redouble, because I almost dropped it. This looks very scary. This looks like red can get gammoned quite often with a 4 cube, and there I am losing 8. Somebody dropping this. But one thing I do know is once you have a 1-2 back game and you hit a checker, you stand a very, very good chance of picking up a second checker. So what happened, and I picked up the second checker, and I almost picked up a third checker, but I also almost lost the game. I got it in a recube to 8, which was taken, and almost lost. I think it's so terrible at all to throw the cube out there, especially when there's a reasonable chance you'll get a drop. Now I'll show you something about extreme gammon that's interesting. It is an 8% error to double, but if you can get a drop 15% of the time, that would justify it. That's what this number means. And you can't tell me that you're not going to get a drop 15% of the time here. I think lots of people would see lots more gammons in front of their eyes, especially with looking at a 4 cube here, and would drop the cube. So I really don't think it's a very bad double at all. And that brings up something else about the cube and about evaluations, and something that Kit Woolsey sent me recently in an explanation about a play. He says he doesn't think it's unusual at all for a giant to make a 10% error on a cube. It would be very unusual or very bad to make a 10% error on checker play. But cubes can just be that complicated and that volatile and that different to read, where any really top player could easily make a pretty big error on a cube action. With plays, you have alternate plays you can make. You've got game plan. You've got all kinds of projections of what's likely to happen. You've got the pip count and position. You've got a bunch of clues that'll help you decide what's the right checker play. You don't have quite as many good reference positions and clues. Look at this position. How many of you have this as a reference position? How many of you would guess that gammons are about 24% and that wins are 46%? Who knows those things looking at this position? So just a little insight and a little fun action. And of course, I'm just bragging a little bit that I had the guts to take it and turn it around in 1/8. It's always fun to brag when you win. And one of these times I'm going to show you a position where I failed miserably, made a horrible mistake, and got killed, because it certainly does happen. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.